What's going on? Move the Mouse here, back in City Skylines, the town of Woodgarden, with our Let's Play Season 6, Episode number 8. And we're getting close on forestry, but we've got a new problem now. Let me show you what's going on over here. So we have a level 5 farm, and we're very close to a level 5 forestry, but we're short on workers. So we're going to hit the resource milestone very soon. But unfortunately, we lost a lot of workers, and I went to check, and it looks like we're in the middle of a death wave. So it's starting to subside, but we may have lost a lot of workers, unfortunately, due to that. So we're at 642 of 892 possible, but it's on the decline right now. And we're about to hit our produced resources cap to get the next level, but we aren't anywhere near the number of workers that we need. So we'll have to see if that settles itself out. Hopefully it will. We'll keep an eye on that. But I've got plenty of slots for workers. It's just a matter of getting people to turn up to work. So we'll keep an eye on that as the episode goes. We've converted over to eco water treatment, but we need to get this off of the shore. I think this is kind of an eyesore. So we'll kind of try and tuck it in. Geez, maybe even right over here on the edge of the map. Let's do that to start today's episode, because we've got plenty of money in the bank to do some quality of life improvements for our town. So let's just bring a canal in here. Probably more than we need for right now. And we can do two, actually, because we don't have the Eden project just yet. So let's dump all of our sewage out over here. We have enough money that I'm just going to do this the quick way and bulldoze these. If money's a little tighter, then I would recommend moving them, but we don't really need to worry too much about it with 2.7 million sitting in the bank. I say that now, but I'll probably blow it all before the end of the episode. I want to start dropping in more and more of the uniques, so we'll get as many. What do we need? We needed 4. So let's just do that to start and see where that puts us at capacity-wise. Hopefully that will be good. Pipes. Get these connected, and then we'll have to get some power over here. I don't know what yet. So we can just hook it up into the existing setup there. These are a little bit more intrusive on the eyes, so we'll hide it over here behind the trees for now. Not too bad. And maybe we'll throw the prison over here next to it. We've got to get power over here. So let's see what these use for. What do these use for power? Do they tell us the consumption? I think they do when you actually go to drop them in. So we should be good with a turbine. No, not there. Is there any good wind right there? Let's try this. We'll do 8. We'll bring the power over, and we'll see how that's doing. 3 times speed. The only downside to this setup is that on a less than windy day, if we start to see fog, which I've seen a fair amount, it might mean that we're getting less wind, which means that we're producing less electricity. So if we have sewage problems, that's the first thing that I will want to check. We could do, I guess we could have done this. This probably would have been better. Yeah, look at that. We could have got 20 over here, so I should have just done that. Plus, that hides it pretty well. So just wasting money here. We'll get rid of that. Because that's going to do better. And it's going to be even more hidden. You can't even tell it's over there. Look at that. We've still got all this space that I zoned out. Somebody asked about this. Like, why are you zoning so much if you don't need it? Because I'm impatient. This is starting to fill in, right? But we've still got some pockets here. We do have a little bit of residential demand, but the second we need it, it disappears because we have all this space already defined. We will start to zone out over here. It looks like we might actually finally see all this fill in, which is nice. Because we need the population badly. I'm going to run out of room on this side of the map And I'm debating, do we build on this side of the highway? I mean, we've got lots of room to do it. It's just very hilly. And I kind of liked how this was kind of separating our town. I would like to get to the milestones, though. What is it? Where are we at? So we should have no problem getting to 34, right? That's a piece of cake. The last two, though, are 48,000 and 60,000, effectively doubling the size of our city, which we don't really have the land for it. If I want to adhere to this design principle that I was thinking, which is to kind of leave this untouched forestry, you know, off into the mountains in the distance, this kind of makes sense that this is where the city would be. But we need to at least provide some temporary residents to double our city. So we'll try and think of that. I did build a bridge to remind myself to commit to building over here, but we don't have the tiles yet. So we will get a tile at the next milestone. Yeah, we get 3 more tiles, 3 more milestones. So at the very least, we'll see kind of where this lines up. I'd like to buy this one because this is where all the ore and oil is. But we kind of need the land space, so I kind of need to buy over here. But we'll see what we can do. Let's tackle some of our demand right now. So let's see if we can't figure out some spots for some stuff. I think the residential demand is a no-brainer over here. Maybe we could do a little bit of a commercial pocket up here. This may not be bad. But just to have some businesses up over here. Have we district this? Let's take a look at that. We have not. What have I done for districts? Not a whole lot. So let's do a district over here. We'll turn the size down. And I just want to maybe trace these 2 blocks. Something like that. Because I want any businesses that move in over here to be, I think, organic and local produce. Just so that they will kind of be small and fit the low-res vibe over here. Low-density residential. So let's define that as organic and local. We will even buff that out a little bit because I don't want... I'm not sure if it's the road that defines it, or if you actually have to cover the buildings, but just to be safe, let's do that. And we'll have like a little commercial pocket here. So back over to that. We'll do like we'll do a block basically here that's organic and local produce. They don't need as much truck traffic coming in to support them. We've got the commercial demand, so I'm hoping that that will fill in. But let's see what we've got already zoned out down here. We're getting pretty dense down here, and I'd like to start feathering off towards the edge of the map. But in an effort to get to 60,000, I think we're going to have to do something a little bit harsher on the edge here. Maybe a highway ramp that comes right here and sort of acts as the edge of our town. And we could build a bridge that way at some point. Kind of connect at a roundabout. Maybe where these 2 roads meet. You know, we'll do something like that. But I'm getting ahead of myself already. So let's see. We've got some commercial buildings moving in. We've got residential demand climbing. So let's zone out and finish off this area over here. Or at least fill it out, if not finish it off. Because we might still use some of this space up to the highway. That is some really valuable land right there that we could totally build out up towards the highway. I'd still like to have a little bit of a buffer of trees. But we're going to need to get just as dense with the space that we have if we're going to want to hit 60,000. But let's see where we can get with just zoning some of this off for now. We should at least be able to get the 34,000 milestone I'm hoping today. I don't see why that wouldn't be possible, especially if we play on 3 times speed. Selection tool here. And let's dezone that because we don't want a tiny little house moving in right next to the cemetery. But those other ones are fine. You may have noticed it here. I did drop in the clock tower unique. I think it'll look a little better once we get the updraft towers out of there, and it's, you know, kind of the tallest thing in the low density area over here. But I did want to start dropping in the uniques. So I did all the level 1s. Some of them, you know, just little parks and things. Oh, that's level 2s. All the little plazas and parks, those have been dropped in. The Green City stuff, like the Bird and Bee Haven and the Climate Research Station, I dropped over here on the farms because they work pretty well. They kind of fit. Where is Bird? Oh yeah, Bird and Bee Haven. Like I said, they blend in really well. So you know, we'll do more of the yes. I was thinking that was going to take longer. So pulp mill. I should have read that. We'll take a look at our forestry area in a moment, but let's see where we're at with unique. So all the level 1s and level 2s are done. The only one that really is a standout per se is the transport tower. So I threw that down here in our taller, higher density area. We've got the malls kind of close to the Mall of Moderation and the Posh. Yeah, Posh Mall. So those are both, you can see them on either side of the screen here. Mall of Moderation, Posh Mall, kind of in the commercial downtown area. And then let's see what we've got. So level 3 unique buildings. Now we start to get into, that's a beefy one right there. The what is it? The Colossal Order offices. So I'm thinking that goes down here too. I mean, like that's our big downtown area. I like the low density. Why? Why always with the fires? Seriously. Oh my god. Come on. You gotta be kidding me. It's like throwing a light switch. Start recording, fires burst out. Do we throw it right next door here? We throw it across the street? Right next to the monorail station? I think that works. Although we're going to want to bring this down another block. So before I do that, let's make sure we have room to carve another road out through here. And what are we, 12 units probably because we're on a fat road. So let's do that. We'll go back to our uniques. Let's drop in Colossal Order. Man, that's a big boy. All right, we've got things like the official park, the courthouse, Grand Mall. I'd like to find a good spot for the tax office because that has a real downtown feel. We're leveling up parks. We're leveling up industry areas. Fantastic. Good progress today. Where can we put a tax office? I think right around here would be really cool. Kind of at the start. Like this could be like... I don't go to the extent that Do Not Eat does of talking about prehistory and how colonies settled in. But I do like the idea of a town kind of having a story and a history. And it, could all kind of start from this little triangle, this little town square where two roads intersect, right? This one comes from over there, and this becomes a new little town square. So I think this is a great spot for something like this. But what can we move around so we don't have to move a ton of stuff out? Space already occupied. Can I not get this in here? Space already occupied. Maybe we put it over here on this side of it. That could work too. We'll throw it here for now. We can always move stuff around. But that's a good spot for our tax office. Now, Helicopter Park and Lungs of the City. Lungs of the City is definitely going over here. Maybe we'll throw it right there. We're cutting down all the trees over here, but this is the little redwood preserve area here. Helicopter Park. We'll throw it over here so it's a little bit further away from that pollution bubble, hopefully. Looks like that's okay. And I would love to find a good spot for this one. Maybe we knock out this. Right? We don't need all this commercial here. Although I think we'll have to angle this street a little bit more to pull it out that way, or build it here, but I don't want to build it next to the pollution. So maybe we'll wait on that one and really kind of redesign that. What else would be fun ones to drop in? Where are we lights? Are we right here? Do that? We'll keep dropping stuff in. I don't need to do it all now. We'll find a spot for Central Park and all the other objects. But I just wanted to start, you know, it does help increase the land value, brings in some tourists. We've got the city arch somewhere. Where did I put it? On one of the highway entrances, maybe? I don't remember now. I dropped a bunch of stuff in. I dropped all the level 1 and level 2s in. Let's come over here, because this playthrough, this Let's Play is all about industries. And we have a level 5 farm now. Forestry. Farm and forestry, both level 5. So let's see what we unlocked for... One for forestry. So we should have all the buildings unlocked here. Workers' barracks. Different size. Plantation, small, medium, large. Sapling field. We've done the sawmills and the biomass pellet plant. Engineered wood plant. I don't think we have one of these in here. Does do noise pollution. And engineered wood, timber, processing buildings need to be placed inside. So I'm pretty sure we're already producing timber with the sawmills. Is that just an upgraded version of it? 25,000, 288, 90 workplaces. I think that's what it is. There's a lot more workplaces, right? Yeah, twice as many workplaces to do the same thing. So in theory, you'd think it does more output. Freight truck count 5, 32 tons per week, 64 tons, and a couple extra trucks. So yeah, just a bigger version of the sawmill. So that's an option. Pulp mill, this is a new one that we unlocked. So this will output paper. Uses raw forest products to produce paper, processing buildings. Were we producing? Were we doing this already? Processing building need to be placed in the industry area, and it does pollute. So let's go over to our industry area. Let's make our industry area for... Let's make the area for the forestry. Basically everything on this side of the highway. All the way up to the edge of the map. That way we can tuck a paper mill in here. Which I'm glad we can't smell in the game. I don't know if anybody has ever been near a paper mill, but it is one of the most horrific smells you will ever encounter in your life. There was one that's now defunct, way up by the Canadian border in New Hampshire, in a town called Berlin. And it's a real tiny town. And you could smell it for miles and miles before you even got there, and it would just permeate your car if you drove through there on your way up to, you know, Montreal, or probably more specifically Quebec. I think that's a more common route for heading off to the eastern side of Canada from the New England states. But man, the smell was horrific. So let's put this off. Let's see. Let's take this road and bring it up towards the highway a bit. We'll freeform it. Could be a little windy road out here through the woods. In fact, maybe we could use the trees as a bit of a guide for where we build this road. So we'll kind of tuck it in between where some of the gaps in these trees are. Something like so. We'll put the paper mill way out there. Let's do that so that nobody has to smell it. Although, to be honest, if there was a paper mill here, you could smell it off the map. 34,000. Excellent. Sorry, enough about the horrible paper mill smell. Let's drop the paper mill in. You know, something that I was not paying attention to also, which I think is worth highlighting. Let me pause it. Let me go to the inspector tool. Let's come over here to our factories. I didn't even notice the slider. You can raise the production rate for your factories to make... They'll cost more, but they will also produce more. So that can help your budget if you have an excess of resources. I've cranked up both these factories to 150%. And they're making a decent profit. I know some people are making a lot more than I am, but you know, I'm pretty happy with it. Paper mill up here, we should probably water and power that, right? So we'll just bring this all the way down this road, just in case we build anything else out there. And then power-wise, What's the best way we can get this here without overwriting a bunch of trees? Maybe we'll just go through here and over. Like so. So now we are producing paper. I feel like we were producing paper already. Were we not? Were we importing paper from off map? Or did I already... I'm confused. I am confused. Because I thought we just unlocked the pulp mill, and I don't see one on map. So maybe there's another way to make paper? Let's see. Let's try and figure this out. Wood plant makes timber. Oh, the pellet plant makes paper. 70 workplaces, 25 pollution, 50 noise. 95 workplaces, 30 pollution, 70 noise. So we probably didn't need that, but hey, we'll take a look at all the different. This was manufacturing paper before, so this can make it too. Let's see what else we've got. I think we've done a small log yard over here. We've got sawdust storage, which acts as a storage building. Large log yard. Wood chip storage. Can be placed outside. So, I mean, okay, that's what we've got for buildings. Let's see what we unlocked for any factories. So we do have on map already a furniture factory, which takes paper and timber to output furniture. We've got the bakery, which takes crops, flour, and animal products to output pastries. Printing press needs paper and plastic to output... What does it output? Fast rate printer, book, printing, business cards, posters. Printing needs to be paper and plastic. Can be placed outside the industry area. So we don't have plastic yet. Plastic is going to be an oil product. So we will get there eventually. Back into the factories. But I'm not going to worry about it right now because we don't have what we need. So lemonade factory takes glass and crops and produces lemonade or energy beverages or something like that. Clothing factory, crops, plastic, animal products to clothing. So we do need to get plastic going at some point. Soft paper factory takes paper, plastic, I don't know, is that oil? What does it need? Petroleum and crops. So yeah, we need to get going on our other aspects because without plastic, without petroleum, we're a bit limited into what we can do. But we will get there. Modular house factory, again, plastic, some sort of ore, glass, timber, metals. Okay. You don't need me to read the descriptions. You can read the descriptions. We have a level 5 forestry and a level 5 farm now. We did hit our population milestone, so what do we unlock? Nuclear power plant, floating cafe, cargo hub, very cool, and ocean thermal conversion. So unfortunately, we don't have any trains. And I didn't notice them on map selection if there just aren't trains. And if I'm not seeing them, let me know in the comments. I felt like I just saw something aligned through the trees, but I think it's just that reflection. But yeah, I don't think there's trains on this one. I gotta stop doing this. I gotta pick one that has all the options. That would be nice. Because we could do a cargo hub to move cargo around via train from area to area, but it's kind of limited. You could do it to reduce truck traffic, right? You could take goods from here, put them on a train, take them off over here, and have the trucks travel from here to here instead of all the way through the residential area or using the highway up there. So there's some stuff you could do with it, but nuclear power plant, when we do run out of power, we will we'll probably go that route. Electricity wise, actually, we're getting there. We're going to need to think about that soon. And I think I want to start planning out this build down here. We did get an area, right? Okay, so let's look at that. I want to go towards the water because this is all kind of mountain up here. Although let's look. Do we have any tiles that have rail that we can buy? So this is kind of an odd town for a 9-tile build, especially the way I'm doing it, unfortunately. So we're a little bit limited resource-wise. So what do we have here? We've got... Is there no... I could have sworn there was... Is it telling me there's no ore or oil up there? So here there is ore, but what's the top one? Is the top one not oil? Let's look at info views and resources. Is that ore? Do I not have oil on this map either? Are you kidding me? Alright, well. I was coming down here because I thought there was oil. And I didn't look at the actual units. So... Was there none on any of these? Oh, man. Well, that puts a damper on this build, doesn't it? If we can't produce plastic, we can't do half the different factories that that are an option there. Can you import? Question for the comments. I feel like there are limitations, but maybe warehouses can import? So here's the thing. The warehouses, let's go over here. You have 3 operating modes. Balanced tries to maintain like a 50-50 split of stuff coming in and going out. You can also just have it empty, which prioritizes getting rid of the goods. And I think that's either to local things that would process those or exporting them for profit outside of the town. I want to say that Phil will fill the warehouse. So the question is, can we go into industry areas? Let's test this out. There's one way to do this, science. So let's test having an area here. It's defined by the building, so we'll just drop a building in. Let's do straight just to be safe. To maximize what we can build on here. And then we'll go into industries, we'll go into oil. And I want to unlock. So what did that unlock? An oil pump, which isn't going to get anything out of this ground. Input oil, output petroleum. Crude tank farm. Input small crude oil storage with pumping stations. Pipes and foretakes for storing oil products. Storage can be placed outside of industry areas. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can get oil into our map by just simply having a warehouse. Where do we go? Where do we go? Up here by the paper mill. We won't bother anybody. So let's do this. Let's go into try and have it fill. Throw it on 3 times speed. And see if it sends trucks out. It doesn't help that I didn't power it. Because if that's the case, we can at least get oil onto the map. Where are you going, to the paper mill? Come on. I don't know if this works. This is purely just an experiment. 0 trucks in use, 0 barrels, 8 workers. So we do have staff there, 8 of 18. But I don't know if this works this way. I want to say it was $2.20's tutorial on the city's official channel. If I'm remembering it right. I thought he said you could fill from off map. It would import goods if there wasn't enough coming from the resources internally. But that may not be the case, or I may have heard him wrong, so I apologize either way for not knowing or for hearing him wrong. But it doesn't look like this is going to do anything for us. We've got 9 of 18 workers, and they're doing absolutely nothing because there's no oil and there's no trucks in use. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if it's able to store anything. If the barrel count climbs up, great. If not, we are completely out of luck for anything involving plastic, which would rule out like half of the factories, unfortunately. So furniture, we're good. Bakery, we're good. There's a gigantic bee in my office. I shouldn't say bee, it's a hornet. Or is that a wasp? I can't even... He's kind of tucked away in the corner up there. Keep an eye on him. I'm not allergic, but I don't want to be stung. So, steel plant. Yeah, we've kind of ruled out. So, household plastic, can't do. Toy factory, can't do. Printing press, can't do. I gotta find this guy. He keeps buzzing my head.
5 minutes later.
Alright, well, as soon as I got up, he hid. So, yeah, we're sorry. Totally all over the place today. So we've kind of lost the ability to do a lot of those factories, which is kind of disappointing. One of my regular viewers always loads up the maps in kind of the unlock all mode first. Kind of decides and plans out how they want to build their town out. And I got to start doing that because it's a shame to do industries and only do 3 of the 4. Why an industries map? And I'm doubting myself now. It's an industries map. Why wouldn't you have the ability to do all the industries? Are you coming in and out of the... Wait a minute. Yes! Okay, never mind. Take it all back. I meant to do that. So yes, you can import goods from off map. So we can get oil from off map. You can see we've got a steady chain of trucks coming in here. So should we do more? Should we just store up a bunch of oil? We can't pump it. We'll probably move the main building and this storage somewhere. Because I don't think, right? How are we going to level this thing up? Let's take a look at this. So, man, how are the workers getting here? Are they swimming? Is there any... There's no dinghies or anything. They must be swimming over here. I'd like to know how you're commuting. So how do we level up? We need workers. 150 workers. Which, if we're doing it purely with... I mean, I guess if people are coming to work at a building that isn't even connected to the road, I could probably connect useless pumps and things like that just to give people a place to work. We will figure that out, though. But it's good to know that at the very least we can import from off map. So thank you $2.20 for that information in the tutorial, because I don't know that I would have tried that. But yeah, we can fill up those. So now that we have oil... Now that we have oil, is this outputs plastic. So we need a level 2. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna connect some stuff up here. This is starting to get a little clogged, but that is okay. We do have a lot of stuff going on over here for industries. Let's come off of here. Let's come off of here with a freeform tool. We'll come up and around our lungs of the city. We can come up a little bit more, like that. Kind of connect that in. And then maybe we could even do some straight roads off of here. Well, let me do a road right there. No, I didn't think so. Let's do this. We'll come all the way over to the... very close to the highway here. We'll do a couple roads in behind here so we can have, like, a row of storage tanks up here by the highway. So that'll get that connected into here. Let's do this. And then we can switch over to highway. We'll upgrade these. It's like it knew what I wanted to do. So we've got a somewhat smooth slope. Maybe we can redo this one. That one's a little awkward and abrupt. So let's see. Can we go from here to here? Nope. Can we go from here to here? Is that any better? I guess it's a little smoother. So that'll get the traffic up here into this half of the zone. And then let's move our storage tanks so that we can get as many in as we can. So we'll start on this side. And since we're not producing any oil on map, let's at least fill up a couple of these for now. And we'll set them all to fill. And these should give us some workers. So they're giving us, what, 18 slots apiece. So we need to get to 150. How many does this have? Let's get this watered and powered just so that they're not complaining about stuff. Because that's easy enough. We have water and power right here. Maybe we'll even do this. Since we're right next to it anyways. And not that I want, like, okay, this is totally temporary. Just to make people be able to physically get to work without swimming. We'll do that. You're connected now. Hit play. So the industry area itself, where are we at? 45 possible workers. We need to get to 150 so we can start making plastic, which then in turn is going to be used in other factories. So where are we at? 45? So we need at least 100. And 18 apiece. So 6 of these we need. 6 more of these we need. So, oh, before I forget, I guess we should water them. So let's get a bunch of oil into our map. And cause a whole bunch of truck traffic problems, I bet. I just want these to be lined up for whatever reason. For my own sanity. We'll just fill up. We'll match them up. There's more than we need, but this is going to help us get to level 2, hopefully. Which will help us turn all this oil that we're saving up into plastic. And that's what we will figure out on the next episode. I feel like these have been running a little long. I get a little carried away. I get a little distracted. But we're making progress. I do really like the way this town's coming out. I think it's different. It's got a small town feel, but it's got a big downtown area. Let's make sure these are all on fill before we call it a day. And man, I can't wait to see the truck traffic that's going to start pouring into here. Speaking of, there we go. All these trucks coming in, I bet, are importing oil for us, which is nice. As they start to fill up, I bet they'll have to go further and further down the street. So, this one isn't even full yet. So they all have their own workers, I guess, that are out kind of doing their thing. Let's see. Just one last check. Oh. Did those not count as because they're not part of the zone. Dang it. So that puts a wrinkle in things. I don't know why I thought those counted. Do they count if that's part of the oil area, though? So we have a full 45 workers here. What other buildings can we do that have to be part of the area, I guess? Main building. Small oil pump employs 18 people. This takes oil to make petroleum. And this outputs oil. So it's going to do 0 barrels per week. We know that. But is it going to employ people? That is the question. Hopefully. Let's find out. Yes, we know there are problems. We know. We just need you to employ some people. This is totally... Nothing suspicious going on over here. This is like a mafia racket, right? There's no money laundering happening at this institution. We're just drilling for oil and getting really unlucky. So we decided to add 18 pumps here right in a row. 3 of 18 workers. So hopefully that will get us to the next level. And in the meantime, we're going to have a ton of oil stored on our... Look at this. Work, my minions. Deliver the oil. Okay, so we'll see. This is going to be interesting. They're certainly hard at work, which is good. Look at most of these are pretty full already. 40%. Some of them were in the 60s and 70s. First one, 85%. So we're doing good. We definitely are getting oil on map. I'm hoping that we'll be able to populate enough workers to get us to level 2 so we can manufacture some of those other things. And when we get there, we will. Yeah, okay, it's working. We're good. We have 279 possible slots, 150. Oh no! But we will never level up because we're not producing goods. Ah. Are you kidding me? Wow, that is a waste of money. Because we can't do anything with this oil. We can't. We can't do anything with it. Because we will never level up to the point where... Do any of these factories take raw oil? They don't, do they? Petroleum. So it's going to be processed into something else before... Well, that stinks. Man. Okay, well this was an episode. Yeah, if you enjoyed, hit that like button. Man. All right, so right when I was about to give up on this, it occurred to me there was another building unlocked that I wasn't looking at. So we can't do anything with the oil pumps because those can only produce goods by pulling them out of the ground. We are able to fill up all these storage containers, though, by importing goods from off-map. And the sludge plant, which produces petroleum, can take that oil that's brought in from off-map and produce goods with it. And what do you know? We're producing goods. And we have plenty of slots for workers, so that should fill up. We'll be well over a 150. And then it's just a matter of producing the goods to unlock the next level. So, if you don't have oil on your map, you can import it to a storage facility and then use one of the other processing buildings to take what would have been pulled from on map. What's up with that? Where are you going? Where's the crime up here? But either way, we are having a successful oil business now. It might take a little longer and we'll have to look at kind of how we're balancing things out with storage versus production here. But that will get us started. We're polluting off to the edge of the map by our highway with a drilling area here. But the good news is we will be making plastic in no time at this rate, so it'll just be a little while. We are losing money right now because of how I have all these buildings balanced. But in the grand scheme of things, we'll get it sorted out. We'll figure it out. And we're not locked out of making anything at this point. So I think we're good there. I think we can import anything that we don't make on map. Ore should be okay, but eventually ore runs out. And again, we could import ore from off map and run it into processing buildings. I'm assuming we can do the same thing with ore. We probably unlock some sort of processing building, but we'll find out more in the next episode when we dive into that. But I just wanted to add this little addendum because I had given up. I had stopped recording, and then it occurred to me how to make that work. So looks like we have a successful plastic business incoming in the Woodgarden soon. So back to your regularly scheduled program of me freaking out, not being able to figure out how to make this work. But until the next one, if you did enjoy this, likes, comments, shares all help the channel a lot and are greatly appreciated. If you're new here, subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications, because you want to be notified when stuff like this happens. Sometimes they're really informative, educational episodes. Sometimes it's me making a mistake for 40 minutes and stuff, of course, bursting into flames during the outro. Every time. Always happens. If you didn't catch a fire during the episode, don't worry. There'll be one at the outro. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, get involved in the discussion. And until the next one when we try and figure out what to do with all this oil, this is Move the Mouse, signing off.